WrestleZone presents Lost in the Midcard. Here are your hosts, Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black. Oh, yeah, baby. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we celebrate 10 years of Lost in the Midcard. Perfect 10. Perfect 10. Hello. How you doing? How you been? Matt and I have been trading off being sick, but now we're both well. We are here. We are here to talk Saturday night's main event and, of course, set the table for my favorite pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble from Indianapolis, Indiana. All that and much more. But first, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to WrestleZone, all one word, WrestleZone on the YouTube. Hit that bell icon. And that way you can get notified every time we go live Mondays, 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central, leading you up to Raw on Netflix. Last time we were here was the first Raw on Netflix. So we'll get into what we're expecting for tonight and much more. Also on our video, if you could click the thumbs up, leave us a comment, help us spread the word out to everybody and get a lot more people in with our little chat here, our little wrestling chat. And speaking of the chat, thank you to everybody in the chat. Mark Cho, happy anniversary, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ozzy says, go Eagles. That's probably going to be the majority of the country.
Yes, please go Eagles.
Go Eagles, I guess, says MK. I guess.
I get that feeling too, but at this point, it's go anybody against the Chiefs. At this point, so.
Oh, look at this MFer here, Daryl Bullock, former host of the show. Y'all getting old. Aren't you older than us? Or is he? Maybe he's younger.
He's pretty damn old.
Yeah.
Old man Daryl.
Oh, 1 inch. More like 9 because you took a year off. We didn't take well, yeah, we did take a year off. But still doesn't mean that it still that doesn't take away that we did this. We started this 10 years ago. Exactly on the day yesterday, 10 years ago. Boy, we picked a good one to start our show off 10 years ago when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble and The Rock couldn't even save him from booze. Boy, we started off with a bang, didn't we, Matt?
Those were the days.
KL, thanks for joining us from Facebook. Cena will win the Royal Rumble and challenge Joe Hendry at Mania.
No, he will not.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry will be an entrant at the Royal Rumble, I assume, and that's going to be a pop.
I think we'll see Cena and Hendry face off in the Rumble.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And I think that's about the extent of what we're going to get out of Cena and Hendry this year.
Yes, Ozzy.
I think they're going to get a Rumble spot together, and that's about it.
The Chiefs, their MVP are the guys in the black and white. Yeah,
like every year.
MK says Punk for the men, Becky for the women. We will get to that later for us, but I will let you know my prediction has not changed from several months ago. I am still sticking to it. I feel pretty good about it. We'll see if you all remember what I said or not. Go Eagles! Yeah, is it
Daryl? Diehard Eagles fan. I know he's.
I'm surprised he's alive right now.
I know he's on cloud 9 right now, and he should be, because you saw the Bills shred the Chiefs' run defense, and now they're gonna have to deal with Saquon Barkley. I think he should be feeling pretty good about the Eagles' chances of running the football down their throat in 2 weeks, as long as the referees don't try to screw them over every other run.
Well, going into it, the Chiefs had the best run defense in the league, but
they sure as hell didn't look like it last night.
Yeah, Cook looked pretty good last night. Daryl says he claims he's younger than both of us. I don't know. I need to see some birth certificates. Collision was good on Saturday. Matt agrees. We'll talk about that. We got some
Loved
AEW.
Collision on Saturday.
We got some AEW. Ozzy says Becky will be on Raw tonight.
I would like her to be on Raw, but I mean, they might just at this point they might just hold her for the Rumble surprise.
Yeah, why not? Because
And it's
they
freaking
already
5 days
ruined.
away at this point, so you
They
might
already
as well just
ruined.
hold on to it.
They already ruined Charlotte instead of surprising with her. They already kind of ruined that. So yeah, why don't you keep some surprises in there? And you know, I don't know. There's going to be some surprises. You got to think. You got to think Triple H's got something up his sleeve, right? So wasn't last year's Rumble kind of considered a disappointment? Like
I can't even remember last year's Rumble, so definitely didn't do anything to stick out in my memory beyond Cody winning the thing. You know,
yeah,
Cody won, Punk got injured. I mean, beyond that, did anything really occur in that Rumble?
yeah.
I
I
can't remember anything
remember.
else.
I remember like the reception being lukewarm to Triple H's first Rumble. So can only go up from here, though, right? MK in the chat says, question for Matt, is Jericho talking on his arse about streaming possibilities for Ring of Honor? He's thinking it's 50-50.
I don't necessarily think he's talking out of his ass. I think they're probably talking to multiple streaming outlets in terms of getting a weekly ROH deal. But if Tony's not happy with the deal, he doesn't have to accept anything because he'll just continue to stream ROH Dark on Honor Club every Thursday night, and anybody who has to suffer through that show every Thursday night will suffer through it and wait for their good pay-per-views to come around, because that's what ROH has turned into now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you can skip the weekly product entirely. Just watch the ROH pay-per-views throughout the year because they always deliver.
Yeah.
Every single ROH pay-per-view under the Tony Khan regime is absolutely delivered. The weekly TV is brutally bad. It's literally AEW Dark with the ROH logo plastered over it.
Yeah, I
So
canceled my subscription again.
I canceled mine this month.
Yep, me too.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I couldn't be asked with it anymore.
Well, I'm not home. I'm not home live, and I don't have the time to catch up to it. And it doesn't look like I really have the motivation to catch up from talking to you and other people.
No,
It's
like on just watch the pay-per-views. The
Yeah.
pay-per-views are excellent. The weekly TV is the most missable product every week on TV. Like if you run down Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, Collision, Impact, all those, the most missable. You can miss ROH every week and you're not missing anything. Like, it's most of ROH's main storylines beyond the Athena ones play out on freaking Dynamite and Collision anyway.
Yeah, it's dumb.
So, what's the point?
What's the point? What's the deal? What's the deal? Let's get into our first topic of the evening. It was this past Saturday. If you can't remember what night the Saturday night main event was, it was last Saturday with Gunther and Jey Uso in the main event. And overall, about the same as every other Saturday night main event, right, Matt? A glorified house show with some cool nostalgia.
2 disappointments in a row.
At least there was no Hogan. They learned their lesson on that.
Well, here's the problem. It don't Hogan, no Hogan, it don't matter. Like, with these last 2 shows in back-to-back months, they have already conditioned their audience. Saturday night's main event is a missable program. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was on the Mark Hoke show on Sunday morning, and another one of the people on that show brought this up, and he compared it to AEW's battle for the belts.
Which
nothing ever happens. Completely missable show. Good wrestling, but you don't need to see it. It doesn't mean anything. And if anything of reverence happens, it'll be recapped on the next show. And that's exactly what this was. Anything of importance that happened Saturday night will be recapped on a 30-second package tonight on Raw. Literally, these shows are not appointment viewing, and they have a Saturday night's main event later this year going up against All In.
Oh,
that's funny. That's funny, guys, because at this point, I don't care what you put on that show. Me and JB are going to be in Texas live watching All In person.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to be the slightest bit worried about what's happening on Saturday night's main event that night because
No.
they've already trained me and informed me that I don't need to care.
Yeah, exactly. The night kicks off with Ted DiBiase of all guys coming in on a limo. Before the opening intro starts out, and we start out just like last time with Joe Tessitore and Jesse the Body Ventura, and Jesse making fun of Texas for not being able to handle a little cold and snow, and us two that live further north do laugh about that too. Then he says that the Intercontinental match between Braun Breaker and Sheamus is the one he's looking forward to the most. And says if Sheamus wins it, he's going to make the Hall of Fame. Jesse, I think he's already going to make that. I don't think that's going to be
There is
a
no way Sheamus is not already a first ballot WWE Hall of Famer with everything
exactly.
that man has accomplished throughout his career. Like, nobody can convince me that man's not already a WWE Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
No.
Michael Cole and Pat McAfee calling the action. Lillian Garcia with the classic microphone setup. Kicking things off with the Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, with no surprise, Rhea Ripley getting the win there with some impressive power moves.
Not surprising at all.
No. The scuttlebutt around the internet rumor mill is that Rhea Ripley going to be maybe pairing up with Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on that potential matchup, Matt?
Well, the potential rumored matchups at the moment are Ripley and Belair and Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. So if those end up being the two matches, I mean, I'm okay with it. The only thing I'm curious about is if they're going in that direction with Bianca, like, are they just going to completely drop the Jade injury storyline? Because I really thought that would be something that would play out around WrestleMania, and if Bianca's not going to be involved in that, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because if Bianca's focus is on Rhea Ripley, she's not going to have time to split storyline focus on what's going on with Jade. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I think Bianca and Rhea is absolutely a WrestleMania worthy match.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, maybe Jade's recovery ain't as speedy as they thought it was, and just not going to be ready for Mania. Because obviously, to be ready for Mania, you got to basically be guaranteed to be ready by then, so you can start building a feud. Because I mean, the unofficial road to WrestleMania starts Saturday night, so you got to be sure that you're going to be able to go by the time that comes around.
Sure.
Some questions in the chat, Matt. Maybe you can clear it up.
I can try.
It is talking about AEW pay-per-views going to Amazon. You have any idea?
This was reported by WrestleNomics. It's not officially confirmed by Amazon or AEW yet, but I think this would be another big get for AEW. And honestly, this would kind of be a hand-in-hand thing. If Tony's talking to streaming services about Ring of Honor, if they could land Ring of Honor on Prime, and they could also get the AEW pay-per-views on there for purchase, I think that would be a big win for AEW. I mean, I'm personally, for me, Triller / Fight, whatever you prefer to call it, has my heart in terms of AEW pay-per-views. Like, they are the most consistent. I never have an issue with them. They stream beautifully. They're the unlimited replays and everything. To me, that's my pay-per-view provider in terms of AEW. But the more options out there for people to utilize, the better. A lot of people use Amazon for video, digital, and all that. They do a lot of the NFL games and stuff now. Yeah, I think it would be really big for AEW to land on there, but it's by no means like a lock or confirmed yet. It was a report earlier. Like, it was a report over the weekend, and honestly, when it first came out, I wasn't confident enough to run it on WrestleZone. I know it was ran later in the weekend, but when
Yeah.
when I initially saw it, I was just like, I'm not running with this right now because I didn't think it held enough water at that
Yeah.
point in order to run with the story.
When Ozzy saying I thought AEW was doing pay-per-views on Max. I mean,
They
there
they
is
are.
there's no rule that says they can't do it in multiple platforms.
Yeah,
Not everybody has Max, not everybody has Amazon Prime. You get
exactly. But
yourself into his
honestly, the more platforms
yeah,
they can have their product on, the better. Like
yeah.
that's just the long and the short of it.
Hey, Daryl and MK think Naomi and Jade. They think Naomi was the culprit to injure Jade and thinks that might be the match if
Yeah,
she's
I don't like that. I don't like. I know a lot of people are saying that. I don't like
yeah,
it. I don't see any reason to turn Naomi heel. And especially if it's just being used to squash her and let Jay get it and out a big win at Mania. I don't like that at all. To me, Naomi has so much more upside than Jade in
yeah,
terms of an in-ring performer. I know Jade has the superstar look and everything that WWE loves, but basically at that point they'd be relying on Naomi to carry Jade through a good match at the biggest stage that they have. I don't know if that's such a great idea. Honestly, before the whole uh Charlotte Tiffany rumors started going out, I was kind of hoping it was Charlotte that took out Jade, because if
mhm,
anybody's going to be able to get a decent match out of Jade at WrestleMania, it probably would have been Charlotte.
yeah. I
So
was hoping it
yeah,
was I was hoping it was Alexa Bliss just
well, she
to
ain't
get her
coming
back
back
on
anytime
TV.
soon.
Yeah, jeez,
I don't know if that's on our rundown to talk about tonight, but that's getting ugly.
yeah, not good at all. Next up is the Intercontinental title match, Braun Breaker Sheamus. I thought this maybe one time Saturday night's main event they may change the title. No, unfortunately not. But a good match between the two. I honestly think Sheamus is going to win this title at Mania. I think they're holding that moment for Mania.
I
To
think
be honest,
WWE feels like they don't have to rush. They
nope.
just locked him down to a 5-year deal. They're like, we got you for 5 years, sucker. We'll put it on you at some point.
I
They
think
I
Mania.
don't think they have any rush to it.
I think Mania. Somehow, some way, he's going to get himself earned another shot, and it's going to be at Mania this year.
It's possible.
It'll
Like
be a great Mania moment. Again, a Hall of Famer getting the title that he has eluded him his entire career. It's a Mania moment, in my opinion. So I think it'd be pretty cool to see. Hell, I mean, maybe we can,
I would like them to do, if they're gonna do something like that, do it
multi.
like a multi-man ladder match or
Oh, look at
something.
us reading each other's minds.
So yeah, I think those kind of things, to me, I always pop for the multi-man ladder matches at Mania. Put the Intercontinental title up there. Give Sheamus the Matt Cardona moment.
Yep.
Which was the only good part of WrestleMania 32.
You know who I'd put
So,
up against Nakamura at Mania if they put the U.S.
dude, if
title on the line?
Nakamura still has that title by WrestleMania, I will be shocked. But sure,
You know,
who would you put Nakamura up against at WrestleMania?
fucking AJ Styles if he's healthy.
All the reports suggesting he might be back for the Rumble this weekend, so
Yep.
we'll see.
9 years ago, number 3. And of course, Kevin Dunn had to focus on Roman Reigns' look instead of the actual reveal on the Titantron. We had to wait for a fan video to see that pop, what made him pop when it just said "I am phenomenal." But yeah, Dunn was more focused on Roman Reigns' face than anything else. What an idiot. Anyways,
At
he's
least
gone. So
I was gonna say, at least he's gone. We've spent way too much of our 10 years of this podcast bitching about Kevin Dunn. So
so much so that we named taking a shit after him.
well, not
Great
wrong.
moment in the Intercontinental title match. Jesse the Body Ventura bringing out the Steiner math was great, and so that was pretty funny to see. Next up is the undisputed WWE Championship contract signing. HBK presiding over Cody and KO.
Such a waste of time.
Yeah, that's what you had to.
Such a waste of time.
Yeah, they could have put a 5th match in here instead, but we do get
Well,
a
no,
super kick.
I think 4 matches in Saturday night's main event smart, because I don't feel like they structured it properly last month.
Yeah.
So I think 4 months is fine, but man, this was a complete and utter waste of time. This could have been on SmackDown.
They
Or
were
straight to
worried.
SmackDown, or
They were worried that they were going to run overtime and had to hustle. War Hero on the YouTube says he thinks Jimmy's taking the belt off of. I don't know him if him is
I'm assuming he
Nakamura.
means Nakamura.
Yeah, because Jimmy's on SmackDown. So that'd be cool to have Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy is doing good in his own right. Obviously, not as over as Jay, but he's over.
Not even close to being as over as
No,
Jay.
but he's over and he's doing a good job on his own. I mean, but I don't know. But man, revisiting Nakamura and AJ Styles, man, and make that an opening match. Wee.
I
That'd be
don't
fun.
know, because their last feud in WWE wasn't that good. And
Yeah, it was.
surrounded
That's why I
around-
want to
and
redo it. Mania.
it was surrounded by Nakamura kicking AJ in the nuts. So it's just like, if you can't even if those two can't give me something close to the match that they had at Wrestle Kingdom, I don't want to see them again. And I don't think that's an unfair request.
Next up, oh boy, Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. Jacob Fatu is amazing.
To me the only highlight of Saturday's show.
Man, the dude he's got it all, man. He can cut a promo. He can destroy people by himself. He destroyed a monster. He destroyed one big son of a bitch on Saturday night. If this guy ain't world champion by this time next year, I'm going to be honestly surprised. This guy has just got it, and Triple H knows.
You think he's working solo at Mania? Do you think that's the match?
Do we do that trigger already? I mean, Solo has been on a milk carton, and Jacob has been just going up. It wouldn't surprise me that Jacob is tired of, because Solo's been playing hide and seek since he lost the Ulafala.
Yeah, he's been on SmackDown one time and he walked out.
He didn't even say a word.
Yeah. So
and you know, when that "I love you" Solo turns into "fuck you" Solo, that crowd is gonna pop so hard.
He ain't gonna say "fuck you" Solo. He's gonna say "I hate you" Solo.
I know.
Come on, man.
I know. I want some cussing. But basically, Braun Strowman.
You ain't getting it.
Basically, Braun Strowman.
You want cussing? Go watch The Rock's promo on NXT.
Right. On broadcast television too.
XPW released the whole thing unedited on their YouTube channel like immediately afterwards. Clearly, they didn't care.
Braun Strowman getting the Seth Rollins tsunami treatment from Jacob Fatu. Very cool. Very cool there. Obviously, the crowd is thirsty for blood, chanting one more time, just like they did to Bronson Reed for his tsunami. So the match ended in DQ because Fatu yeeted the referee. So that kind of
we all knew who the real winner was. Like we it's all semantics at this point. Jacob Fatu won the world.
Who are we going to see? Who are we going to see on Friday? Braun Strowman or Jacob Fatu? We're going to see Jacob Fatu on Friday. So
yeah. If I'm WWE, I'm keeping Braun off TV for a few weeks.
Have to.
Like I'm not putting him in the Rumble or any. I'm not bringing him back to TV for a few weeks.
He also ate a tsunami from Bronson through that car back out in the parking lot. So Braun's
Braun's really good at taking a beating from WWE's new monsters.
Braun's a tackling dummy.
Monster of all monsters, my ass.
They announced that ISHO Speed's going to be at the Royal Rumble, and we all collectively did not give a fuck.
Who cares?
Exactly. We all collectively did not give a fuck.
Whatever, dude.
Big ovation for Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso in the main event against Gunther. A very good match, very good main event, some great near falls, but we all knew they ain't going to change the title here. Any indication of who might take it off of Gunther at this point? Sami Zayn again?
A few weeks ago, the report suggested Gunther and Logan Paul at WrestleMania, and I ain't loving that.
Well, I know who I'm rooting for.
I'm really hoping they're not doing that.
Oh my God, Logan Paul is a world champion. My God, puke.
That would be disgusting. Like, it's bad enough if they want to do the match. It would be even worse if they had Gunther lose to the man.
War Hero, not a bad idea. Fatu versus Knight at Mania. Yeah.
I think Fatu's going to be.
But,
think Fatu's going to be so over. Come Mania, you can't put him in the ring with LA Knight.
Yeah, because Knight's not US. If he was US champ, maybe, and then you put the title on Fatu at Mania.
You know what they should do? You know what they should do? Remember, I don't remember what year ago, but it might have been last year. Remember they had the double ladder with the 2 sets of tag titles?
Oh yeah, that was that was when that was last year because our
Judgment Day and Miz and R-Truth and
yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. Okay. This is what they should do. 10-man, 5 from Raw, 5 from SmackDown, double ladder match, US title up, Intercontinental title up. You get 2 winners. I think that would be sick.
And Sheamus doesn't go for the US belt on purpose, and you make it think it's going to cost him, and then he finally comes back and gets it.
Yeah, he comes down with the Intercontinental title last. That's the closing moment of the match.
War Hero, we will get to those in actually just a minute because we're almost done with Saturday night's main event. Daryl says, I'd rather see Gunther wrestle 1 inch than I would too. I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see Daryl.
I would be interested in seeing you versus Gunther, Daryl.
I'd pay to see Daryl get chopped.
That would be something special.
Take them chops.
That would be something special. Daryl, when we go to AEW later this year, maybe we can convince Tony to book you against Brody King.
Yeah, there we go.
What do you think about that?
Is Daryl going to Texas?
I don't know if he's going. I don't know if he's going to Texas, but they're coming back around. They're coming back around our area in a few months, and as far as I know, we're going to go. I don't know what we're going to because Dynasty's in Philly, but then Dynamite after Dynasty's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So we're going to one of them. I hope. Yeah. He'll tell me if we're not. So.
Well, so Saturday night's main event, enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Good show, but I mean, nothing to write home about.
It just it wasn't it. It was a very missable show, just like the last one. Like there was nothing on there that needed me to be at home watching that match.
Moving on to what's happening this Saturday. From last Saturday to this Saturday, it is time for my favorite pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble, live from Indianapolis. A February pay-per-view, technically, because it's on the 1st, but it's the first time I believe the Rumble has emanated in February. And so I am excited. Is this your favorite pay-per-view of the year too, Matt?
From WWE, probably. Like, to me, nothing beats the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
Like, even the bad ones are at least somewhat entertaining. So I've seen my fair share of WrestleManias that I haven't enjoyed, but the Royal Rumble match itself, to me, is always very enjoyable. And to get 2 of them now with the men and the women, it's one of my favorite WWE shows of the year.
Yeah, I've been watching. Obviously, the wrestling channels are now putting out their, Rumble top 10 content, and both WrestleMania and Cultaholic put out like their 10 most useless Royal Rumble entrants ever. It was kind of funny to go back and see some of that. Well, I mean, a couple of them were like JBL coming out of the commentary table only to get thrown out 10 seconds later. You couldn't have given that to another superstar.
Well, it's better than the one they used on Pat McAfee, who didn't even get in the damn ring.
Oh, he got in the ring.
No, he didn't. In the ring. He stood there on the outside and hopped out.
No, he got in the ring.
No, he got up on the turnbuckle.
He got in the ring.
The big guys up there stared at him, and he backed down and got out.
He got in the ring, and then he went back over the top rope.
Waste I'm pretty sure. Of time.
But you're right. It's the same as JBL 10 years earlier. Michael! Yeah, that
look, honestly, look, they did that spot and it was so funny. The first time they did it, they've tried to replicate it ever since and they can't. Because the first time they did that was with Jerry Lawler. and Brett had somebody in the sharpshooter. I can't remember who. But
Yeah.
Lawler's music hit, and he got up, and he went in to get in the ring, and Brett let go of the sharpshooter, grabbed Lawler, punched him, and he went right over the top rope, and he went
Yeah.
right back to the commentator's desk. And that
Here, I
was
got it right
fucking
here.
hilarious.
See?
And
Right there.
after that, they've tried, and they failed. So
Yep, see
really
McAfee in
wasting
the
your
ring.
time looking for a photo of this ridiculousness.
It took
He's
me
probably in the ring for
literally,
like he was probably in the ring for like 0.5 seconds.
it took me all of 2 seconds to find that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I wonder what I wonder what the ring time was for that. It wasn't the record. We all know who the record is. Anybody that knows wrestling trivia, that is of course Santino Marella, who also was one of the WrestleMania and Cultaholic worst ones, as when he entered the women's rumble as Santina. That one nobody really gave two shits about there. Pat McAfee lasted 38 seconds in the Royal Rumble. And that, what I heard, that Braun Breaker, was that supposed to be Brock Lesnar's spot? And then
That was the rumor anyway.
yeah, and then of course the lawsuit came down and all that. 4 matches on the card. I don't think they're going to add anything, are
I
they?
don't either, especially when they made the tag team match 2 out of 3 falls.
That's going to get some
I'm
time.
pretty damn sure this is what we're getting, folks.
Women will probably open it, then the tag match, then the ladder match, and then the men's. Or no, maybe the ladder match might end it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. To me, I would bookend the rumbles.
Yeah, that's what they usually do.
I would open with one and close with one, and
Yeah.
I'd put 2 matches in the middle. But that's just me.
2 out of 3 falls for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Your champions DIY taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. Who do you got here, Matt?
I like the Guns to get the titles back. I think this
I
would be a
agree.
big. I think this would be a big moment. For them, this is their first, WWE pay-per-view. This is going to be a big match, like a big
Mania,
stage.
or not Mania, but second
Like,
biggest pay-per-view, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
the
third
big
biggest.
match on a big stage. 2 out of 3 falls with DIY. I think Triple H is going to let him tear the house down. I like Motor City to get those titles back.
Yeah. If Penta was on SmackDown and Phoenix's contract was up by Mania, man, you could have Motor City against the Lucha Brothers, but that Penta's on the other brand, so that's not going to happen. Is Phoenix going to be back? Is Phoenix going to be? He won't be ready for Mania, will he? God, that thing goes to like summer, doesn't it? Like June?
Probably summer
Ooh.
to early fall.
Tony Khan playing hardball.
Look, if the man would have just kept his mouth shut, he'd already be free and clear by now.
Yeah, that's true.
AEW was under the idea, like, all right, we're just gonna let him go, and then he went and shut his mouth off on social media, and they're like, yeah, you know what? Never mind.
Fuck you.
You can sit. You can sit this one out, pal.
Fuck
you.
Yeah, I agree. This is the Motor City Machine Guns time to shine in front of the big audience, and it's gonna be great. I wonder who, I kind of wonder who you pair them up with at Mania. That's gonna be a good
we
question.
can't guarantee they're gonna have a match at WrestleMania. So let's just enjoy this.
Well, with 2 nights, you gotta figure.
For now.
2 nights,
Dude,
you gotta
even with
figure.
2 nights, there's been titles left off the show.
Well, it's true because
Like,
they
just
got more
because it's
titles
2
than AEW now.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Everybody was making fun of AEW for all the titles they have. WWE has more by like a lot. It's not even close. It's like 10, or it's 8 or 10. I think they have more titles.
Yeah, it's a lot.
WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. I heard an interesting theory that it's not going to happen, but an interesting theory. I actually want it to happen, to be honest with you, but I don't think it's going to happen. That Sami Zayn turns heel, helps Kevin beat Cody, and Kevin is finally a WWE champion after 9 or 10 years it's been since he was last world champion.
It's been a while.
I love the idea. I love the idea just because of the simple fact I can't think of a solid WrestleMania feud for Cody outside of Randy Orton but I don't know when he's back.
All the rumors are it's have been Cena.
Yeah,
And and,
could
and
be him and
personally,
Cena.
and personally, I don't think Cena and Cody, if that's the match they want to do, I don't think he needs the title.
No,
To me. That's this generation's icon versus icon.
passing the
That's this
torch.
generation's Rock and Hogan.
Passing the
Like
torch. Yeah.
they don't need like Cena can win that title at any point this year. It
Do
doesn't
you
need to
think
be.
he
It
gets
doesn't need to be at
17?
WrestleMania. I
Do you
do.
think he gets 17?
At some point this year, I absolutely do. Will it
I
happen at
used
Mania?
to
Will it happen at Mania? I don't know, but I'm pretty damn sure he's going to get that title at some point this year.
I used to resent the fact that Cena would pass Flair, but now it's like Flair just annoys me half the time now, to the
Yeah,
point where
I will be
I
thrilled.
like,
I will be thrilled to see someone pass Flair because
and
I
Flair's
look.
my favorite wrestler of all time.
And
But
the thing is, Flair's world title reigns will never be surpassed anyway because it's like 20 something,
yeah,
but they only recognize 16. So who cares? Like give the record to Cena,
just like they put 90,000 people in the Silverdome on WrestleMania 3,
brother.
We're at the Silverdome, brother. Um, I as much I God, I want to pick Kevin. I want to pick it now.
Well,
I
pick
just
Kevin, so I'll pick Cody, and we go 50-50 on it.
I love the idea
I
of
love the idea
Sammy,
too. I don't see WWE having the balls to pull the trigger.
right?
So I'm gonna stick with Cody. You go with KO, and I'll be happy either way.
Um, Women's Royal Rumble. I predicted this in the summer, and my prediction is looking very good still. I am not changing it. I said this summer that I believed Charlotte Flair was going to win the Royal Rumble, and now it's looking pretty damn good that either she wins that or the Elimination Chamber, at least, especially with the rumor that she's going to face Tiffany. I've been saying Charlotte all year leading up to it, so I'm going to keep with it and go with Charlotte. I knew she'd return at some point with big fanfare, and it's going to happen at the Rumble. I think she's going to do it and be the first two-time winner.
Well, let's go this way. Based on the reports, I will go with Bianca Belair
Yeah, there you go.
because at that point, if those are the two matches, one of
One of
them
them
needs
two's
to win
winning
the
it.
Rumble and the other one needs to win the Elimination Chamber. So you go Charlotte, I'll go Bianca, and we'll end up seeing what happens.
Anybody you want to see? Obviously, Becky Lynch. Alexa Bliss would be nice, but
I would be hopeful to see Becky. There's no way we're seeing, unless one of those sides cave. There's no way we
yeah,
see Bliss this weekend.
yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Jordan Grace just got signed. I think she's a
I
lock.
definitely think we see Grace this weekend. You know who I'd really want to see in this? Gail Kim.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like to see Gail Kim get a true Royal Rumble moment.
Yeah.
And with the partnership, it has never been more possible than now.
Has she worked lately?
I would also like to see them put Gail Kim in the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
She was way ahead of her time.
love Gail Kim. One of my favorites.
Way ahead of her time. And her and Awesome Kong, probably one of the best female feuds of all time, probably in all companies. That was just a tremendous feud between those two women. Nikki Bella is teasing a comeback.
Yeah, I think we'll see Bella in the Rumble. Probably not Brie, but we're gonna see Nikki.
No, I don't think. If we ever see Brie, it'll probably be an AEW.
I don't know. I think Nikki would be enough to convince Brie to go back
so?
over there.
Yeah.
I don't think Danielson's ties to AEW locks Brie into AEW. I don't think Brian would do that to her. I think
I would
if she wants to go,
absolutely.
I think if she wants to go back with her sister, I think Brian would give them his blessing. I don't.
Would. Yeah.
Brian ain't a petty dude like that.
No. Masha Slamovich, I'd love to see her in the Rumble. She's obviously a favorite of mine.
It's certainly possible.
TNA
I do think we'll see.
champion.
I do think we'll see TNA stars in both the men's and women's Rumble this year.
Absolutely. Final four. I would say Bianca, Charlotte, Becky. Then like a surprise, like I would say like a Roxanne Perez. That'd be kind of my final four. That'd be the big surprise for
I'm
that.
good with that.
Men's Rumble again. I've had this pick since WrestleMania. This one I've had longer than that, and I still believe it's going to happen. My pick to win the Royal Rumble has not changed for months, even longer than the Charlotte pick, and that is CM Punk. I believe CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble and finally get his WrestleMania main event.
Not happening.
All right, Matt, who do you got?
Punk and Roman's locked in for Mania, and unless one of them gets strapped up with the title before then, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going with John Cena. To me, it's the easiest path to a WWE Championship match for him to win the Rumble, because I've heard people like, oh, he could win the Chamber, he could win Money in the Bank, and I'm like, Cena's in the twilight of his career, and this is it. Is he really going to risk a serious injury by competing in a match like Money in the Bank or Elimination Chamber? I don't think so. I think that would be a serious risk to put Cena in a match like that. To me, I'm not putting Cena in any position this year where there's a chance, for him to be injured. Of course, freak things happen. Like, he could get injured in the Rumble, but I mean, like I would not put him in a dangerous match type this year in chance him getting hurt, because once he's done, he's done. Like, if he goes in the Elimination Chamber next month and gets in and blows out his pec and he's injured, he's done. Like, that's it. The time is up. He's done. He's not coming back to do another year. This is
Time
it.
is up.
Yeah, literally. So I just, to me, Cena's the player right now.
If Cena wins, he will be tied with Stone Cold Steve Austin for the most wins in a Royal Rumble with 3. And literally there is only like 2 other guys that could tie Austin at this point, and that's Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Seeing Batista, well, Brock Lesnar, I guess we could never say never with Brock Lesnar, but
I'm pretty close to saying never.
True. Surprises. Obviously Joe Hendry is expected.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Nick
Black.
Nemeth in it. I would love to see Nick Nemeth.
I don't think that's happening. I think
Aleister Black.
I think Aleister Black's more likely than Nick Nemeth.
Fuck yes. The old entrance, the NXT entrance. Give me it.
Damn well better be that. He better have the old theme. He better have the creaking board upward. Like, if you're gonna bring him back,
I hated the sound effect that Vince added when he got to the main roster. I thought that was hokey as fuck. But
look, if you're gonna bring him back, do it right. Don't give him some new shitty ass music that sucks. Like, do right by Black if you're gonna bring him back in.
So final 4, I would say Punk, Cena, Drew, and then throw in a surprise guy. Maybe Rey Mysterio. You don't expect him to go that long. Maybe Sami Zayn. I mean, if Kevin Owens, if Kevin Owens comes down with that title and Sami Zayn enters the Rumble,
even if Kevin doesn't come down with the title, I expect Sami to go far on Saturday.
He'll probably be the Iron. I wouldn't be surprised if Sami's 1 or 2 and is the Iron Man.
That's very possible.
Yeah. We didn't have much time to talk about it because, well, obviously Royal Rumble is a lot to talk about, but we got 4 minutes left. Let's briefly run over the goings on in AEW. Matt, what are your thoughts on this dream team forming here between
the Omega Powers, brother?
The Omega Powers. This open was so good with Ospreay.
Honestly, between Omega. Dynamite and Collision last week, I am so excited for whatever AEW is seemingly setting in creatively for the next several months. It seems like they're back on track. I really enjoyed Dynamite. I thought Collision was the best episode of Collision that they've done in months. We got Timeless Tony Storm back. We got Cope. We got Omega. We got Osprey. We got Swerve. Okada. The Bucks are probably not too far off from coming back. Like everything's looking really good right now to me in terms of creative in AEW, and I'm excited to see where the next couple weeks lead on the road to Revolution. I know they got the Grand Slam thing, but
Do you
Revolution.
see the relationship between the Bucks and Kenny Omega getting repaired, and the Bucks are helping those guys out, even up the numbers?
At some point, yes, not anytime soon.
And then
I don't think that's the story right now.
On top of that, you got the slow babyface turn of Hangman. The Elite is slowly going to come back together.
And Don Callis is teasing another member of the Don Callis family teasing on Collision Saturday night. So
I think the long
they're
play
going to need all the help they can get.
I think the long play is the Elite get back together, 5 guys. I think the Death Riders and Elite are going to go blood and guts.
Oh,
and the
God, I don't want the Death Riders to exist by blood and guts.
And the losing team has to disband forever. That's the end of Death Riders.
I don't want to wait that long.
I just feel like that's the play because Hangman's slowly turning face. The Bucks are slowly turning face. The Bucks obviously didn't want anything to do with the Death Riders.
AEW's next chapter will truly begin when the Death Rider storyline dies.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to be a Revolution. I don't give a damn if it's Cope. I don't give a damn if it's fucking Max Caster. Whoever it needs to be, take the damn title off of Moxley and let's move on.
Listen.
The best wrestler alive with the AEW World Championship.
I don't care if it's the Rizzler.
I seriously don't. I don't care. Moxley, it's done. It's like that and the learning tree are the only 2 bad things about AEW right now, in my opinion. You get rid of this Death Rider bullshit. You scrap the learning tree, and AEW is going to be firing on all cylinders in 2025.
It is time for Netflix, Raw on Netflix, or Netflix on Raw, however you want to watch
Whatever
it.
you call
it. Logan Paul making his Raw debut. Cody Rhodes returns. And the War Raiders defend against Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. That is all that we have on the preview so far for tonight, but it is the go-home show. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy wrestling. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. Matt and I will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel with our thoughts on the 2025 Royal Rumble. Enjoy Raw on Netflix.